All right, welcome guys. I'm James with JC Trails, and I'm gonna get right into it. Why did I sell my $9,500 2019 Stumpjumper S-Works? And I'll give you a couple of reasons, but the main reason is to buy. I'm supposed to like pan that way and do something cool. So what replaced my 2019 S-Works Stumpjumper is a 2019 Stumpjumper. This time it's the short travel version, and this is the Carbon Comp 2.9 size large. I'm 5'10", 175 pounds with a 31 inseam. There's a lot of reasons why I replaced my S-Works Stumpjumper with another Stumpjumper. I loved how the long travel bike rode. At a size medium, the long travel felt like a big bike. Not too big, but it was still really nimble in my local trails. It pedaled really well, but when I rode my buddy's Polish Rockets short travel, size large, it fit like a glove. Not only it fit me perfectly, it fit the trails I usually ride 99% of the time, which are about 10-15 minutes from my house, which requires a lot of pedaling. So I wanted this Carbon Comp one. I like the components it comes with. I'm a big fan of the XT derailleur it comes with. I didn't really need carbon cranks like the S-Works needs. You just bash into them anyway, so these race face aluminum ones are just fine. I like Shimano brakes better than SRAM, just personal preference, so SLO brakes are fine for me. And this Fox suspension in the short travel, ooh, got some scratches on it, it's pretty good. I mean, it's the lower end stuff. DPS rear shock and the Fox Rhythm 34 fork is great. Only thing I really wanted to replace right away is the wheels. So I picked up some Envy M70 HV high volume rims with a 31, I believe, millimeter width. And right now I have it I just came back from Vermont, so I have it in kind of like a short travel aggressive mode, which only difference I have on that is, or what I do is, I put the 2.5 Maxxis DHF tire on the front, 3C compound, and the Maxxis Aggressor tire, both EXO protection. And also what I replaced, since I don't have Eagle anymore, I just have the 11-speed. It came with the 11-speed Shimano SLX cassette with the XT derailleur. I purchased the E13 11-speed, 511% gear ratio with the 9 to 46 tooth, and it's been working flawlessly. The shifts are pretty much identical to what the SLX cassette, how the SLX cassette shifted. So it's a great addition. I keep the 28 tooth, actually I think it's a 30 tooth chainring up front, and this basically gets me up any of the hills I need with the 46 tooth and that little chainring. And when I drop it at the 9, it's got that nice feeling of a 10 tooth and like a 34 tooth chainring up front. So great combination there. Also, a couple other things I changed from stock are the Renthal stem here. Since it's a size large bike, and I'm only 5'10", I put the 40 millimeter stem on here, and I swapped over from the S-Works, the Renthal Fat Bar. It's just aluminum, 780 millimeters wide and 10 millimeter rise, and that's just like perfect for me on this bike. So having this size large short travel bike feels like almost a size medium long travel bike, if that makes sense. That's why I did it, because I wanted a big bike feel when I bring the bike up north. And I'll tell you how I make that bike feel like a big bike. So just like I was talking about, how I can make this bike feel bigger than it really is on the size large, I purchased a couple of components that can aid in that. And number one is the Fox 36 factory fork. So this is 160 millimeters of travel fork. So I'm going to put that on that bike when I want to go hit some park or race enduro or anything like that, nature. Probably going to keep the stack the same height how it is on the short travel. Just have a nice big 160 fork. It'll slacken out a little bit. And for the rear end, I'm waiting for the long travel yoke. So if you didn't know, the short travel and the long travel Stumpjumper are the exact same frames. The only difference is the shock yoke. So this one is the short travel, which is basically the shock yoke right here is just a little bit longer, and then it has a shorter stroke on the shock. And I also purchased the Fox DPX2 rear shock. It's 140 millimeters of travel. So this bike will all come together in the long travel configuration when the shock yoke comes in from Specialized. It's back ordered. It's supposed to be here, I believe, in like 2 or 3 weeks. So I can't wait till that come in so I can ride this bike at the bike park and do some enduro races and see how it feels with the 160 fork. And guys, with the nice suspension I just purchased, I also have a lot of volume spacers for the Fox 36. It came with 3 in the package, and I also purchased the volume spacer kit for the DPX2 rear shock. So I have tons of chips in there. I think it's we'll count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chips, from the smallest ones to this big blue one, to make it wicked progressive. I also have aluminum wheels. These are the wheels that came on the Stumpjumper ST comp. So if I wanted to go to the bike park and I'm gonna hit some rocky stuff, I don't want to beat up my carbon NV wheels, I can just put these back on. It's got the butcher rear tire, and I put a ground control on the back. So guys, hopefully you'll stay tuned to watch me rip this short travel Stumpjumper in both configurations. I'd like to thank Serious Cycles in Plymouth, Dennis and Seth, for finding this short travel. They're all sold out or back ordered until October, so I got this one in early July. So I had both bikes at the same time at one point, the long travel and the short travel. But guys, thanks for watching, and hopefully you'll stay tuned to see me rip the new Stumpjumper. Got a couple videos coming out after this. Been super busy with work and just life, so I've been a little backlogged on the videos. So I hope you enjoy this video. Leave some comments below. I'd love to answer your questions, and I'll see you real soon. Peace. Also, I forgot to talk about pricing. So the short travel carbon comp 2.9er is about 1/3 of the price of the S-Works. But with the upgrades, you know, to make it a long travel, to put the Fox 36 fork on it, the DPX2 rear shock, the NV wheels, am I forgetting anything? The E13 cassette, the Renthal handlebars, the stem. I already had those 2 things, but with all those components, the bike is still, the Maxxis tires. The bike is still, top of my head, is still almost $2,700 cheaper than the S-Works I purchased. So I basically have a close to S-Works bike for almost $3,000 less. I don't mind having the XT derailleur. It shifts perfect. It might be a little heavier than the XX1 Eagle, but if I break it, you know, it only costs me 70, whatever, $80, whatever a derailleur costs for an XT, rather than like the $300 or $180 XX1 rear derailleur, whatever the price is for that. So I don't feel as bad breaking the stuff and pushing the bike to its limits. But guys, thanks for watching. See you next time. Peace.